Hi, my name is Meraz from Juris Digital. I'm the founder of the company here, and I've been exclusively involved in legal marketing for over 10 years. And today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to get personal injury clients. In this short video, we're going to explain some of the tactics that we use for our clients that work in some of the most competitive niches. Yeah, as you know, personal injury is a very competitive niche, especially when it comes to online marketing. The cost per click can be hundreds of dollars if you're involved in pay-per-click for generating leads. And those organic rankings are hard to get. People are just dumping tons of money into it. We're going to talk about the best strategies that you can use to get personal injury clients and all the different methods involved there. So first and foremost, any type of marketing that you do, whether that's online or offline, if somebody calls your law firm, you have to make sure that phone is answered. And it sounds so basic, but I consult with law firms and some of them don't even have an after hours answering service. And when people are finding you, they might be calling other people too. They might be talking to other firms. So being prompt and quick to answer is definitely first and foremost. And if they do a live chat on your website or a contact form, your response should basically be instant. If it's any longer than that, if it's taking minutes or hours or days, the chances of you securing that person as a client is just very minimal, unfortunately. So starting off, let's talk about some offline methods that you can use. If you're starting a new firm or whether you have an existing firm, the number one source of new clients will always be referrals. And that's because that's a network that you can build and build over time, whether you're building these relationships with maybe chiropractors or doctors or at networking events or friends and family. You need to remind people what you do. They may know about you, but you also got to stay kind of front and center with them. One of the easiest ways to do that is a email newsletter, sending out one simple email a month, just covering some important topics or recent news about your firm, kind of keeps your name fresh in their mind. And if they know somebody that was injured in an accident, they're then going to think of you and they might refer you. Also, building a strong referral program where you offer some sort of just a thank you, a $5 gift card to Subway or whatever for people sending you those clients. People appreciate those gestures. So remind your friends and family what you do for a living, post it on social media once a month, send it out in an email newsletter once a month, and let people know that you're there. Also, building that network over time is going to be important for your brand. The more that people know about your brand and hear about your firm, the more business you're going to get. Another thing that you can do is attend networking events and grow your own network. I've touched on this just in the last section here, but one of the more successful personal injury lawyers I know in California had to start off that way. That was, of course, before the internet. And then he built his network. He started getting into yellow page advertising, which I no longer recommend in almost any capacity. There are some lawyers I spoke to this year that have had some success in more rural areas, but that number is rapidly diminishing. So if you are involved in any of those, make sure to negotiate a good price and track your return on investment with phone calls, tracking, number tracking there, because you have to know any marketing channel that you use, whether it's being effective or not. And another easy one too is really register with local bar associations. One trick to really growing your practice would be to really niche down as far as you can. And what I mean by that is serving a very specific type of clientele. And if you're joining different bar associations, depending on the city you're in, there might be some LGBTQ ones. There are different minority ones. Just see which ones are fit with your business and make sure to register for those as well. Get in front of their audience. And of course, share with them why you're the best choice. With any marketing that you're doing, you're in a market with a lot of other people doing the same thing. The more that you can niche, the more that you can focus and really show those results, the better you're going to do. So if you're a serious injury firm, that might be focusing mostly on wrongful death cases and only taking a handful a year or 60 a year, whatever that number ends up being. And then if you're a larger firm and you're taking on the pre-lit cases and the soft tissue, car accidents are going to be a big focus for you there too. So Of course, no brainer, set up those relationships with chiropractors, other medical professionals. A lot of them are going to be reaching out to you anyway to get your business. So it's okay to build those relationships and see if there's anything reciprocal that can come from there. The biggest impact item that my clients have as far as growing their personal injury law firm is basically solely based on expanding their web presence. If they have a strong referral network and that's in place and that's built up, then that's going to continue to do work for them. If just by them doing those small things, by sending out those email newsletters, and then the clients that are most successful with it, take it a step further where they're also doing things like sending out birthday cards, and stuff like that. But let's say that you have that over here and that's taken care of and you have somebody managing that, that's going good. The next thing is to get in front of people who don't know about your firm, but they know they need your services. And this is the essence of inbound marketing, really, where somebody's going to find what they're looking for. And the most common place they do that, of course, is on Google. So if I were just to type in personal injury lawyer right now, and I'm logged into Google, so it's going to show me some personalized results here. I'm going to see a bunch of different things. Let me actually unpersonalize these results real quickly. I'm going to go car accident lawyer today. All right, so car accident lawyer. First and foremost, you see right here, because I have this browser plugin, that's $223 a click on average for where I'm searching from, which is within Denver, Colorado at this point. The quickest way to get to the top of search results is to pay for those clicks. So right now we have Anderson Hemet, we have Denver Injury Lawyers, IP Colorado, Denver Trial Lawyers, people like that that are paying for these ads. So every time somebody clicks on here, they're going to basically visit your website, okay? But it's also going to charge you. So typically personal injury budgets are huge. You know, you're going to be spending between $10,000 and $100,000 a month if you're involved in pay-per-click. The benefits, however, are that it's going to happen quickly. So you're going to be up and running within a couple days, probably. You're going to start seeing those results after that first month, and you're going to hone that in over time. It's going to get more effective, better and better over time. Now, only a small percentage of the clicks actually go here. So while it is tried and true, it's proven in the sense that it's going to create those leads. It's, not where most people are clicking. So if we look down below here, people have a real strong focus of hiring a local lawyer. We're conducting a study right now, partnering with the University of Denver, and some of the early results are showing us how much people really care about a local attorney. It's interesting because if you take a case, an investigator might go visit that person at the home or the hospital. So it's a little bit different. In a sense, it's like a service area, but that's, not really what it is. But locality has a big piece to it. And outside of that, underneath those paid results that you pay for, you have the 3-pack is what we call this. You notice there's actually 4 listings. That's because there's an ad in here because Google's also monetizing that. But these people right here, Backus and Schenker, Zaner Hardin, and law offices of Daniel Rosen are showing up with through basically without paying for these clicks. So if I were to click on these, they're just showing up because they have good SEO. And the reason that these are showing up is because Google detects my location here and it finds the most relevant result based on their algorithm. And then it's also using some level of proximity, how close these law firms are to my physical location, to determine who should rank. In my experience, you can override that to some extent in a city and get a bigger presence, but it does take a lot of work. It takes time and effort. And that's one of the reasons that if you're not involved in any local SEO, and that's what I would consider this right here when we're looking at the 3-pack, or organic SEO, that you should at least start somewhere, because know that it's going to take 6 months or a year or even 3 years to see the best results that you're going to get. And then it's going to take more time and maintenance to really grow that. Ultimately, you want to rank for keywords that your potential clients are looking for. So that might be car accident lawyer. That might be truck accident lawyer. So it could be the practice area, but it could also be a question or a longer tail keyword like motorcycle accident lawyer Denver, somebody looking for something very specific, or what should I do if I was injured in a motorcycle accident? Good SEO will take all of these elements and put it together. And while it will help here in the local pack, the next place where it's really going to help is down here in the organic results. So you saw me saying, hey, people also ask these longer questions. Do I need a lawyer after a car accident? This is an organic search result popping up. And with time and effort, and building the authority of your website, creating great content, creating potentially video content, building links, earning that authority spot, you're going to rank here. And when you rank here and you rank in the local pack and you rank in pay-per-click ads, you have the biggest opportunity, the biggest share of search to bring in new clients. And really, you just have to be where people are looking. And we know that most searches happen on Google, so this is where you have to be here. And the second biggest search engine is actually YouTube. So this video that I'm creating, I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I'm going to link back to this article that I wrote that I'm going to continue to update over time. But ranking here organically is actually the biggest area of opportunity because not all searches will show a local pack here, this 3-pack that we talked about. So for example, if I was going to type this in, do you need a lawyer after a car accident? It's unlikely to show a local pack. So instead, we have the paid ads. Again, they're showing up here, tried and true. And then we have the organic results that start coming in underneath this. So you also see these featured snippets. This is another search feature you can get if you basically are gearing towards it and optimizing your content in a way to get here. So there's different search features that are awesome that will really help. Another one that I'll show you real quickly is the newest one that I wrote about yesterday, which was the FAQ schema. So let me look at that one. Wrongful death lawyer, California. So right now, in this case, our client has that featured snippet, but they also have this FAQ. That's what I wanted to show you. You'll also notice in this organic listing, we're using the review-rich snippets here. And this schema basically increases click-through rate. So people are more likely to click on this than this. And when you look at this, look how much search real estate they take up for this keyword. I mean, that's insane. It's more than half of the page, even with those ads, which they're not involved in, because the costs get out of control for those. So those are some ways that you can really take advantage of search for your law firm. But there's other ways too. Video, of course, just sitting down and creating a video like this where you can answer people's questions quickly are really going to benefit you. I actually don't expect people to watch this whole video. I'm doing this more of a test right now for some of the videos that I'm creating for our own marketing programs. And that's the thing that I think separates us from a lot of other law firm marketing companies is we test and we do our own things because we need to know what works. And that's also the biggest hurdle that you have when it comes to marketing your firm is knowing who's full of crap and who's not. And the proof is usually in the pudding. If they have clients that they can show you that are successful and you can talk to them, that's a good thing. If not, that's a bad thing. Also with SEO longevity is important because there's a lot of shortcuts that you can take in SEO, but that's going to harm you in the long run. And that's going to potentially get you banned from Google. So those are not things you want to deal with. So another thing that I totally skipped over was build your reputation online through reviews. So if you have a local listing, and this is called a Google My Business listing, which is those local listings we were looking at. Let me pull one up here. You'll notice the review stars are next to them in the local pack. And so here we go. Right here. If I click on this, I'll see those reviews. The perfect review rating based on a current study is actually not 5 stars. It's actually 4.7 because people assume that those are a little bit more real and are more inclined to click on them. So, but having these reviews are important. It's social proof where people can look and get an idea of what lawyer they should hire and why they should hire them. If you get reviews on your Google My Business listing, you should also really make sure that you are responding to those reviews. It's a ranking factor. Also, if you can get clients to maybe say the type of injury or the place that occurred or the practice area that you help them service, that can also be very beneficial. Couple other things you can do, get listed on popular legal directories for free. I was talking about share of search earlier. And if we type in car accident lawyer again, we're going to see those paid ads on top. We're going to see the local results. We're going to see organic. But in organic, we're also going to see directories. So on this case, we're going to see expertise.com. But what happens if I add a modifier to this keyword and add best, for example? We're going to see more directories likely underneath the local pack. And here we are, super lawyers, expertise.com, Yelp, FindLaw. These are places that Google thinks are important because people can go and review their potential, their lawyers that they've hired on these websites, or they give an award like super lawyers. So again, it's that proof. And so Google's rewarding these websites. So if you're not listed on each one of these and on that first page, you're losing a little bit of that share of search. So the best thing that you can do is be everywhere. Obviously, on paid listings, there's a higher budget for that. So that may not be feasible, but it's something that you can build up to. Another thing that you can do is answer commonly asked questions online. So again, should I talk to the insurance company after an accident? You can write a guide on that, create a video on that, embed that on the page. That can be on your website. It can also be on a third-party website like medium.com, and you can link back to your own website. And you want to make sure you aim for awards and recognition. There's some really strong ones out there like bestlawyers.com, US News and World Report. Getting those awards are very important. And not only do they provide good link equity and act as a trust signal, they're also going to help your firm grow just through that recognition. And it's an award that you can use in Google or on your website or pretty much wherever you want to promote your firm. And then, of course, video marketing. That's something that you want to make sure that you're paying good attention to and doing that, because the second largest search engine is actually YouTube. Bing is very far behind. I also just wanted to add a quick bonus tip of things you shouldn't do. You should not pay for yellow page listings. You should not pay for lead generation services unless you've had success with one, or just make sure your contract is loose enough so it's going to be successful for you. Some lead generation services send those leads off to multiple companies. And again, if you're not the first to respond, boom. But even if you are and you're not the best, you don't have that down yet, that's going to be an issue. Billboards, actually, you can do that because I've seen some success from that, from creating branded searches. Basically with anything, you should test it yourself if you want to, but make sure you have a way to track the ROI. If you need phone numbers, sign up for CallRail. It'll cost you $30 and it will take 10 minutes and you'll have tracking numbers for any different marketing campaign you want. That's more exclusively talking about offline. When it comes to online marketing, you do want to limit some of those phone numbers to some extent because you don't want to create a lot of conflicting data signals, which would hurt your local SEO. So stay tuned for those videos. And I hope you found this helpful. If there's anything you want to learn or have a question about or want to see a video about, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks a lot.